open, all of those.
It's not even, it's not even something that is like the trans community doesn't have the corner on that. The LGBT community doesn't even have the corner on that. These are people, and that's one thing that I think everyone needs to know, and especially if you're young and you're LGBT, you're trying to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you really need to know is that it's not you.
Yeah.
It's someone else. It's that person's problem, and it wouldn't necessarily be that you're LGBT. You could have done something else. You could have decided to become a janitor instead of a doctor, and they disown you for it.
No,
It's not
exactly.
you, it's them.
Exactly. I mean, I tell people all the time, I'm estranged from my father for his drug addiction, and it's safer for me. My wife was assaulted by her stepfather, so she's estranged from that side. And then on the other side, it is the LGBT thing, but they're also middle of Indiana, so there's that. But we know people who are estranged for so many reasons, and it's like, you have to remember, it's never you.
Yeah.
It's their problem, and you can try to work them through it, but if they don't want to, it's not going to help them. So do you have any tips or tricks or something you want to tell any young trans women out there that are starting to look into transitioning? Or
so I will tell, here's what I'll say about that. Don't rush in. Okay, don't rush it. I know that a lot of times we think to ourselves, my body's changing and I don't want to have to overcome a whole lot. You're still you. No matter what body you're in, you are still you, always 100%. I have had to deal with so many things in my life. This is my third set of tatas. This is I've had a nose job. I've had
they look great, by the way.
Thanks. There's so much that I've had to go through. God, countless hours and hours and hours of electrolysis, laser. You're always going to be fighting this battle, always, and that's the same battle that every person on the planet battles. It's been kind of interesting now that I've gone into, since I got finished, and it's been interesting just like hanging around straight people again, cis people again, and looking at them and thinking to myself, you don't like what you look like either. You don't like this part about you. You don't like that part about you. There's lots of things about you that you don't like about yourself that you're constantly battling. We're all doing that. So don't rush in, because not everything is going to be as advertised. Okay. Don't believe the bill of goods that a doctor might sell you on, saying, oh, when this happens, yeah, you'll be able to do this and that and the other thing. Everyone's different. Be happy with who you are, first of all. And then as you make those changes, make sure you're doing them for you and not for anyone else. That really is the best advice I could ever possibly give. As far as tips and tricks, I don't know. Be you. I mean,
that's definitely the best trick right there, because you put your mindset into being patient, number one.
Yeah.
And definitely make sure you do this just for the right reasons. I honestly tell, I've had a few people be like, well, you're in your 30s and transitioning. Like, why did you wait? And I'm like, because I needed to. I wasn't ready. Mentally, wasn't ready. So it's just, I mean, there's a lot of things that are going around, unfortunately, especially at Tennessee. I've unfortunately have trans friends that live there. And I know that a lot of people tend to, I mean, you're not going to want me in the women's restroom. I'm not going to want you. You don't, but I look at you and if you go in the men's restroom, you're going to get in trouble.
I will.
Like seriously, you're absolutely gorgeous. You're going to get in so much trouble going in there. So it's like, so I guess, like, how do you feel about what's happening right now, actually, with everything like that's going on? Especially because as a fellow trans person, like, I understand, I've gone into, before transitioning, I couldn't go into a women's restroom without getting harassed.
Yeah. I think, this is the result of living in a puritanical culture, because that is literally what we're dealing with. This country was built from Puritans type of concept, and they believe certain things in certain ways. You go to other countries, there's a lot of times where they don't even have different gendered bathrooms because they know it's a biological function. And if you were in the woods, you wouldn't have, well, that's the boys' tree and that's the girls' tree. You don't have that,
Yeah.
That doesn't happen that way. It's not like someone's going to be like, you're at the wrong tree. It's not going to happen. So it's a biological function. It needs to be demystified. Okay. There was a commercial kind of maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was Jacksonville had posted this commercial saying that, hey, your city legislature just allowed this to happen. And in the video, it showed this little girl going into the girls' restroom. And then shortly after that, this guy walks into the girls' restroom right after her. Because they're saying that, since they're allowing transgender or people who are born male can go in there. And my first thought on that was, excuse me, I believe accosting a minor is still a crime.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it happened. And using a city ordinance to justify being able to go, that's just blows my mind. That's like a fake crime. It's like space bestialities. It sounds terrible. It doesn't happen, So yeah, it aggravates me. But at the same time, I understand the fear. I get the fear. So
yeah, because predators.
I lived with it. I lived with that fear for years. So in some ways, we're going backwards. But it's just that education, awareness,
awareness. Yeah.
Yeah. Teaching people that, this is, you're not in the restroom to do anything other than just do your business and get out. Well, hopefully wash your hands first and then get out. So
we don't want to spread COVID, people. Wash your hands. No, I completely get it. Cause unfortunately, as much as and I hate saying this, but predators are going to be predators, whether they're male or female, because female ones exist too. I don't know why people they all exist. All walks of life exist, and no ordinance is going to stop a predator from going after a child. Yeah. And from the last time I checked, 99.9% of the LGBTQ community will hurt a bitch for touching a child.
Oh yeah.
Before a cis community will. And I hate saying that, but I have proof on that. My wife lost her entire family because she was molested at 13. The guy pleaded guilty and they still blamed her. That's the cis community.
That's terrible.
So, and they're in Texas, and where I had an issue as a child, and my family went straight for the predator. And we're more lenient. We have more gay people in our family. We have more trans people in my family. We have these people in our family. So it's like, to me, it's like the more open and the more, I guess, compassionate and loving and willing to grow, the more you're willing to protect a child. That's the truth of it.
And, if I see someone committing a crime,
yeah,
someone is committing a crime. I don't care if that person is, I don't care. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, that person is this way, so it's good or it's bad.
Yeah.
That's not my job. That's not my job. My job is to stop, or to help stop, either by calling and saying, hey, some shit's going down. So, and you don't have to bleep that. Some stuff's going down. You're going to have to, police are going to have to come out here, or helping, or helping out in some way. It is not my job to judge what was going on there, So it's just my job to help out, and I will. It doesn't matter to me if you're straight, bi, les, gay, trans, blue, black, green, dog,
gender fluid, whatever it is. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, I love it, and I really appreciate all the stuff that you've done and been able to talk with me and being open with me and everything. If people want to get more information about you or about your DJing services, how would they be able to get to find you?
So you can find me at djmissdirection.com. You can also find me on Mixcloud as DJ MissDirection, I believe. SoundCloud, I think it's Pure Plur Girl on there. And on Facebook, you can find Jenna MissDirection Ramsey or find DJ MissDirection. That's my DJ name, is DJ MissDirection.
All right. I'll definitely leave those in the show notes again. Now, until next time, remember, live with purpose and live your truth. And thank you so much, Jenna, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Please remember to hit the subscribe button. If you found this information useful, please share it with your friends or family members. Have a wonderful day.